Hey guys, it's Thomas Knapp, and you read that correctly. $100 million in scholarships that goes unclaimed every single year. That's full ride scholarships for a ton of people that just go sitting. Nobody claims them. Why is nobody claiming them? Well, the most obvious answer is no one's applying, right? No one's applying for them. So they're just out there. They say, here's a scholarship. It's $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is. And nobody knew about it. Nobody learned about it. Nobody applied. But the bigger question is, but why is nobody applying? Why are so many scholarships just sitting around that nobody knows about? Well, part of what I'm trying to do with this channel is to bring awareness to some of that, is to help identify that there's scholarships for different things. Like there's a $10,000 greeting card scholarship. I mean, for heaven's sake, make a picture and submit it to be put on a greeting card. You win $10,000. Again, there's tons of scholarships across all levels for undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, all sorts of opportunities for scholarships. And a lot of people just aren't applying at all. I mean, ask yourself this. You're watching this video. How many scholarships have you applied for this month? How many scholarships have you applied for this year? I mean, some of you might be like, I've already applied for 10 this month. And some of you might be like, I haven't applied for any scholarships at all. That's part of the issue. So why are we not applying for more scholarships? Well, part of it is intimidation or overwhelm. Just the reality of looking at the requirements for a scholarship and just being like, man, I don't even know if I can get all this stuff put together in time. All right. I'm trying to get a teacher recommendation. I'm trying to write an essay. Maybe it is something like a greeting card. It's like, oh, I got to design a picture, or I got to write an essay, or I got to make a video submission for the scholarship. And we just go, oh, it's so much. And we're just overwhelmed. We're like, I can't even begin. Just too overwhelmed to even start the process. The other thing though is time. And it's just a matter of going like, you know what? I got soccer practice, or I got, band rehearsal or whatever, or I just want to hang out with my friends. And it's just like, I just don't have the time, or I'm choosing to not take the time in order to apply for these scholarships. And so it just becomes an issue of, it's not necessarily actual lack of time, but perceived lack of time. And we don't give ourselves that opportunity. And then the last one, that fear of rejection. I mean, let's be honest, how many people have this fear of rejection? I mean, I know I do. Making these videos, there's a fear of rejection. There's a concern that no one's going to watch them. There's a concern that no one's going to care. You apply for these scholarships, and you're almost guaranteed to get some rejection, because nobody's going out and winning every single scholarship they apply for. It's just not how it works. If you're applying for a lot of scholarships, there's going to be some rejection. So this fear of rejection really holds people back, and they're just like, oh, I don't even want to put myself out there. So if that's the issue, then the question we have is, how do we overcome these concerns? What's the next step? How do we deal with this? Well, again, if you're dealing with the overwhelm, intimidation, the lack of time, or even that fear of rejection, part of it becomes just getting started, but also staying organized. And what do I mean by organized? Well, the first scholarship you apply for ever is going to take you some time, right? Because you've never done it before. First time you've done anything. This is true for anything that you do. The first time you do anything, you're not going to be great at it. That's okay. Understand, have the expectation that this first application is probably going to be pretty bad. The first essay I write is not going to be very good. Go back and watch the first video that I published on this channel, and you'll be like, yeah, not very good, right? The first time you're doing anything new, it's not very good. So part of that is to start as early as possible, meaning if you're a freshman in high school, you can apply for scholarships that are open to freshmen in high school. You can already begin that. There are scholarships that are open to kids, I think as young as like 11. In my summer scholarships video, I think there's one that's like 11-year-olds can start applying. So I'm just saying, the earlier you get started and you get that one that's not very good out of the way, and then you apply for that second one and that's a little bit better, but still not great, get that out of the way. The sooner you begin, then you'll get to the point where you've applied for 5, 10 scholarships and you're like, oh, I got the hang of this. All right, my essays are better. I go through these applications real quick now because I've done it so many times. So part of it is begin, but begin soon. Like begin, this week, this month, start applying for something. And some scholarships are harder to apply for than others. There's more steps or more requirements. So pick your first scholarship application, pick something easy. All right, there's a lot of scholarships I have in my other videos that reference scholarships from Unigo. A lot of the scholarships on Unigo are like a 250-word essay. And like, that's it. So yeah, you fill it like identification information, that kind of stuff. But the actual stuff you have to come up with is an essay that's 250 words. Start with one of those. Write a 250-word essay, submit an application, just like, I got it done. It's done. It's out of the way. Fantastic. Now move on to scholarship 2. Maybe pick another one that's just a 250-word essay and submit that. And over time, you're also going to recognize that, again, how do we overcome these concerns? The time issue becomes less of a concern, because now what took you an hour or 2 hours the first time you applied for a scholarship is taking you 15, 30 minutes, because you're doing it so quickly. And if you stay organized, you're going to keep your scholarship essays all filed on your computer. And then when you come across an essay submission or topic for a new scholarship that you haven't applied for that is related to one of the scholarships you've already applied for, the essay portion, then you just pull back that essay you've already written and maybe do a little bit of tweaking, some editing, and resubmit that same essay for this new scholarship. And so the time, you didn't even have to write a whole essay. You just had to find another scholarship with the same prompt, the same topic. And so then you just blow through that application, because obviously the information as far as your contact information and everything else is still the same. Your school, your GPA, if it asks for any of that, all that's the same. So that's just resubmitting every time. It's the essay portions or making videos. That's the stuff that takes time. But the more you do it, the faster that it goes over time. And then that last one, the fear of rejection. This one, if I'm being honest, I think the fear of rejection really starts with expectation, right? So like I said, that first essay submission, that first scholarship you apply for, probably not going to be your best work. So just go into that first submission going like, this is practice. This is practice. I'm not even expecting to win this. So then if you do win it, it's like, sweet, I just got $1,000 or $500 or $3,000, whatever. And then you can be super excited and glad that you did win. But understand that if you don't win, it's not like, oh gosh, my soul is crushed because I spent all this time applying and I didn't win. They must hate me. No, it was your first time. Like, understand it was your first time. That's okay. So start off easy. Start off like kind of low bar with maybe a lower ticket scholarship and one that's not as much work to apply. Start with that. Get the ball rolling. And then as you get into like your 5th and 6th and 10th and 20th scholarship, then, you'll have way more experience with this. You'll be writing better essays. You'll be putting out better submissions. You'll be getting the letters of recommendations in on time and all the other stuff that you might need to have. And you'll get all that put together. And then these scholarships don't take you any time. And because you've already maybe submitted 5 or 10 and maybe won one of them, and you've already got rejected 9 times, even that rejection now is like part of the experience. Like you kind of expect it. There was somebody who actually suggested like seek the no. Set a goal of, all right, I'm going to apply for 10 scholarships this month. And each time I get a no, my goal is by the end of the year to have 50 rejected scholarships. Oh, okay. Well, then if your goal is to have scholarships rejected, then when you get them, it's not like a negative thing. It's kind of like, good, I'm one check mark closer, because every rejection is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn and improve. And in fact, you can try to go back and get feedback on your rejected scholarship applications so that you can do better the next time. You'll know, what did that application not have in it? What did that essay miss? What did the scholarship committee not like about what I did? And then you can use that and include that information in the next one so that you improve over time. All right. So just get over that fear of rejection by doing it, getting that rejection and having that expectation that you're not going to win every single scholarship. So when you don't win, it doesn't have to be so soul crushing. All right. So what are we supposed to do next? What comes next? Well, what I would recommend is going to Google and search, for scholarships, put in your age or put in your grade level and get a scholarship that meets your criteria that you're eligible to apply for, and just submit that first one. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose that first one. It's the practice of doing it.